So what we try to do, and what I would really encourage treatment programs to do, is to include the family right from the get-go in the treatment, because as you know, or maybe you don't know, with gambling, the family involvement is very important. We ask family members to do a lot, especially in the beginning of treatment. We ask them to take over money management. We ask them to really pay attention to what's going on with the finances, with credit reports. But when that person finally does come in and they're sitting in my office and they're saying, I just discovered this, usually it's after the gambler has been in at least one time. And what I do is basically listen at that point, because it is a shock and it's frightening. And depending on how much money's been lost and depending on the age of the client, it can be life-altering, obviously, for older couples who are retired or maybe at the end of their working cycle. The chances of them recouping become less so than someone in their 30s who's just discovered this. So listening is the first thing I do. And then before this session is over, the very first session, I try to outline some of our suggestions, like the money management. But you have to go gently, because a lot of times people who are coming in as family members haven't had a clue what's been going on. They have given up control of the finances for whatever reason, psychologically or emotionally. They are scared. They may be intimidated by the whole process. They're not necessarily afraid of their partners in a physical standpoint, but they're afraid of the process of being in charge of something like their household finances. So you really do have to go slowly with this. And my colleagues and I always talk about the fact that when people first come into treatment, the gambler feels great and feels like, oh, I don't have to lie anymore. I have all this is off my chest. And the family member feels terrible, because they've found out about all these things that they didn't know about. I was recently listening to a book by Toni Morrison, and at the end of the CDs, she was interviewed, and she talked about how the opposite of love is not hate. The opposite of love is betrayal. And when I listened to that, I thought about my family clients, because that's what they're experiencing. They're not feeling like their partners hate them. They're feeling betrayed, because they put their trust in their partners to take care of the finances, to be truthful, to not lie, and they've been completely betrayed. And you have to listen and understand how they're feeling and then try to put their life back together in a different way.